What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so before I get into this video, I want to give a shout out to the brother Ticket TV because he did a video about this earlier, and I'm really just doing a response to Ticket. He was saying, he was asking whether or not Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was selling out for coming after LeBron James and talking about, the excessive celebration. And, he said that he's not a fan of it. He thinks it's unbecoming, unprofessional. Um, Man, this is my take on it, man. And I know sometimes it's like I don't just have a yes or no answer to shit, man. But it's just that I think things through like in different angles, man. I think things through in a. I don't know. I don't want to say deeper, but I just think about things in an expansive manner. We've been seeing people criticize certain gesticulations or certain, you know, antics that athletes do, or whether they have a ritual or a means of celebration. We've seen these things be criticized before. This isn't something new. Um, you could go all the way back to Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali, as we know, did the shuffle, and when he would knock an opponent down, he would stand over him with his arms raised in the air. He especially did that when he was younger. You know, not quite as much as he got older, but especially when he was younger. And you would see fighters say, back in our day, Joe Louis, when he knocked someone down, he didn't stand over them and gloat, showboat like this young Cassius Clay. I think he's a, I think he's bad for boxing the way that he carries out himself. It's not professional. So this isn't something that just started. You know what I'm saying? You had people from the 20s and 30s that thought that Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and them was showboating when they would score and they would give each other high fives. They thought that was showboat. Now, has it gotten to the point where it's excessive? Perhaps. Yeah, yeah. And I would say it started in like I said, my other channel. I think it started getting a little worse in the '90s. I would see people say, you know, Walter Payton, when he scored, he acted like he had been there before. You got people doing all of this extra, nonsense, acting like they'd never been in the end zone before. And Barry Sanders, he's another one. You got these guys. Look, as a fan watching it, I didn't have a problem with people doing certain shit. However, participating in sports, not on the pro level, but just in high school, when the other team showboats, it does make you feel a certain type of way. Of course it does. Uh, but with me, if anything, it would just motivate me to want to kick your ass, but not actually, but it would just motivate me to come harder. And that's one of the things that I think is motivating opponents against the Lakers this year, because these motherfuckers doing all this excessive celebration when they go up, but it be in the third quarter, it be in the second quarter. I mean, if you're gonna celebrate, make sure you seal the deal. So a lot of times that shit motivates these players even harder to go after the Lakers, let alone the fact that they just feel like they don't get the fucking attention, they don't get the acclamation that they deserve from the media. So anyway, going back to this though, Kareem is entitled to his opinion. Um, but oh boy, like I see where he's coming from. Like, a lot of this stuff is extra now. It's a lot of extra shit. This dance that LeBron James been doing and other players been doing, this isn't something that just started. The first guy that really started doing it was Sam Cassell. Like I said, his rookie year was 1993. So this has been something that you've been seeing more and more of. Guys crossing each other up, a player crossing another guy up, looking at him, trying to embarrass him. That's the thing. Like, we've seen all of these humiliation rituals throughout the years, and it becomes more and more frequent. But it gets rewarded. The shit gets rewarded because when you do it, guess where it goes? It goes on the highlight reel on ESPN. Whoop, whoop. Oh, look how he humiliated him. Oh, he crossed him up. He's doing the big balls dance. Oh my goodness, the opposition is demoralized. That's what they encourage. They encourage these athletes to do that shit. So at the end of the day, you gotta look at the type of sports atmosphere LeBron James grew up in. He was born in '84. So he came of age in the '90s when really he grew up in the highlight reel era, like I did. He grew up in the highlight reel era. Well, we saw guys making great individual plays that made ESPN highlight reels. And when you are in a highlight reel, there's somebody that gets demoralized. When Mark McGwire hit a 530-foot home run, the pitcher gets demoralized. When a guy like Isaiah Rodgers crossing up someone, the other guy, if it's somebody like fucking, you know, uh, I don't know, Vashawn Leonard, guess what? He's getting demoralized. So, I mean, this is something that's part of the culture. Blame the culture some more so than LeBron James, in my opinion. Now, is Kareem buck dancing or cooning? Man, I've always had a hard time saying that. I don't know. I don't know. I know the situation with his son. Uh, his son nearly killed someone. 6 month, what is it? 6 months probation or 6 month? No, no, no. I think it was 6 months. 6 month sentence, which is very, very light. Um, yeah, I don't know. And I think this isn't, if I'm not mistaken, this is not the first time his son has been in trouble. I mean, it's the first time I think he's done something like this, but I don't think it's the first time his son been in trouble. Didn't his son almost try to fight some neighbor or some shit some years ago? But anyway, I look at it like this with Kareem. All right, this is how I try to look at it. Kareem is 74 years old. Kareem has leukemia. Okay, Kareem has leukemia, or at least he had leukemia. Maybe it's in remission. He's also had open heart surgery. So what I'm saying is, Kareem is a guy that has faced his mortality and looked death in the door, looked death in the eye, and has survived. Kareem has also had, I'm sure, peers of his, former players, former acquaintances, or acquaintances that have nearly passed away or have died from what's been going on the last couple of years. Okay, so I try to look at things from his perspective. From his perspective, from his age group, this thing is a whole different monster. I do want people to kind of look at it from that perspective. This whole thing, for people in his age group, 74, 75, and older, is a whole different type of beast. I mean, it goes from being a 1% or so mortality rate to 15, 20%, even higher in older people. So it's a whole different thing. So from his angle, the concoction is more important to him. because he sees it as a lifeline. I'm not trying to get into no argument about that. I'm just saying I'm trying to look at things from his perspective. Now I don't agree that he should have went at Kyrie that way, but I'm more willing to give him leeway because I try to look at things from his perspective as an elderly man with health problems, serious health problems that he's conquered, versus a young, vibrant person in their 20s and 30s, maybe into their 40s. So that's how I look at it. I don't look at LeBron James in a negative light. Outside basketball, there's some things within basketball that I don't like about him. Um, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, I think he's a very underrated and disrespected all-time player. Now, maybe he is going on some type of crusade, and bashing certain guys, and getting some type of leniency in some other areas, with his son. I don't know. I don't know about all that. But, you know, I don't know. That's all, I don't know. That's how I look at it, though. But tell me what you guys think.